Nikola factory is coming along, perhaps even nicely, but let's look at it in scale. Welcome to My Tesla Weekend. The weather robbed us of most of the Giga Austin footage we normally enjoy on any given day, so I figured I'd use yesterday's footage along with some of the amazing work from Bear's workshop of our good friends in Arizona. If you get a chance, check out Bear's workshop to see his regular updates, and for the love of Peter Gabriel, be nice to him and the folks in the comments over there. He's an awesome dude, and he's got a lot of cool content that has nothing to do with cars. Stay tuned to the end because there are graphs, sure, but also a number of photos overlaid for maximum clarity. On the Giga Texas front, all the major buildings are now connected, and there's a lot of developments at the future birthplace of your CyberTruck. But you may not be aware that Nikola's factory is also humming along in its own way. They've scaled back their ambitions to initially construct only a pilot line for the assembly of their initial test fleet, and likely their initial actual fleet as well. If this is the current plan, I wondered why they wouldn't just hermit crab their way into an appropriately sized vacant industrial space, but if they're able to reach scale, it will be handy to have the future factory alongside the pilot line. So let's talk about the Nikola sitemap. This was a fairly quick one to whip up, especially compared to Giga Texas. It's basically an L shape, 3x7 squares across the front, and longer along the other axis. Unlike Giga Texas, where the squares are estimated to be around 35 to 40 feet for the steel structure and a bit larger for the concrete, Nikola is using longer spans. Best I can tell, they're a hair over 50 feet based on the size of this truck, but not more than 53 to 57 feet in length, since that would make every last one of them an oversized load, and that would be a budget buster. So here's Nikola's total site, with the gray indicating frames, the dark gray meaning roofs, and the orange indicating completed slab or footing work. Now let's compare it to Giga Texas at the same scale. And remember, these two factories broke ground about a week apart from one another, and Giga Texas had to move hills and fill a bunch of swampy valleys. Oh, and also, this sitemap at Texas is already out of date. The difference in scale is wow. So if you've watched the Giga Texas drone videos, which I know you have, you're familiar with these shots. What you may not know is how the Nikola factory sizes up, so let me show you in photographs. This is the stamping building in Texas, so let's pause it. This is the stamping building in Texas with the entire Nikola factory on its roof. How do you feel about this? Let me know in the comments if this is okay to you, and let me know if you're an investor or not, because I'd really like to see the other side of this issue from someone without fuming fury. Okay, let's roll it. At the close of Thursday, Nikola's market cap was $8.69 billion, nice, which makes the company more valuable than Nissin, who makes your ramen, more valuable than Levi's and Ralph Lauren. It's ahead of Yamaha, the New York Times, Trend Micro, Polaris, and LG Display. That is a peculiar valuation for a company with no revenue entering an already crowded EV trucking market, with a factory I could frankly fit in my pocket. Let's pause it again. Here's what the Nikola factory would look like in this corner of the site. No tomfoolery. I've made sure the footing-to-footing ratio is roughly 5:4. This is the actual size of it, and it's entirely one floor, as opposed to Tesla's plant, which is currently only 25% single floor. Okay, let's roll it again. I'm not suggesting Nikola will never produce a truck. I think they will, but their valuation was based on what many could see were impossible promises, and today's valuation doesn't look much more believable. There were investors who bought at over $90 a share. If they aren't ruined financially, they definitely took incredibly steep losses. Let's pause it again. Yeah. So come back Monday for my Giga Texas Progress Tracker update, because an astute viewer caught an error in my math, and there's somewhat of a revision that will alter the estimated date of completion. But let's do one more comparison before we go. Yeah, that's the stuff. A massive thank you to my Patreons who get early access and bonus content. I cannot do it without you guys, and a thank you so much. So what did I miss or misunderstand? Let me know in the comments. Stay tuned, stay juicy, and I can't wait to hear from you clever robots, even if it's in the desert, and hopefully sooner than later.